Hello, English 111 students. I am ready to give you the information from the script. And in the future, when I email you a script, then this is your chance to ask questions so that I can include the answers to your questions in the video. All right, so here we go. The key ideas for the first week are to briefly review the course objectives for English 111, to make sure that you are aware that you need to access the syllabus and sign the syllabus page, to know which textbook we'll be using. The fourth point is we are starting the narrative essay. And that's the reason we're looking at the elements of narrative writing so that you will include those in your narrative essay to achieve the objectives of your story. It is helpful to read examples of narrative essays. So this is part of every essay that we will write. I'm asking you to read some student essays and professional essays, each type of essay you will be writing. To prove that you read the essays, I am asking you to write a brief summary to let me know you understand the key ideas in the essay and who wrote the essay, what the title of the essay is. Summary writing is important because your summaries of sources will be in every research paper that you write. So you don't want to ramble on about one source. You want to get to the point which information you used in your research paper. So in a summary of an essay, you are using the same skill that you'll be using in your research paper. There is a brief review of how to write a summary. If you don't have your textbook, I did find a website that explains how to write a summary of an article or an essay. The key points are all over the internet. I'm asking you, whenever you have a writing sample, this is part of your classwork grade, and it will be submitted in your writing portfolio. I will try to read as many of your writing samples as possible and give you feedback on them, email them back to you so that you can practice your editing skills and revision skills and put both the first copy and the improved copy in your portfolio to show you made an effort to apply the feedback. There is a handout which I will give students called an error log, and it means you're recording which kind of mistakes you made, you are reviewing how to correct that, and you're actually counting the mistakes so that you reduce the number of mistakes you make. You will become better editors so that all of your instructors will be happy when they read your papers. One of the skills in the narrative essay is writing conversation. So you either write a dialogue or add quotations to your essay. I'm asking you to review how to use quotation marks for exact speech. There is an online quiz which helps you practice. It's not really for points, but it will give you the answer to the answer key to the quiz, and then that will prepare you for the real quiz on quotation marks. I do have some handouts for you to look at. I would like you to look at the syllabus. In Canvas, I posted the narrative essay documents. Each essay that you are writing will have 3 different documents. So the assignment sheet, the grading rubric, and the peer review sheet will help you prepare the essay so that you are confident you are preparing the assignments and not losing points on something you neglected. So it's no secret how it's going to be graded. The grading rubric will indicate exactly which things you'll be responsible for. Okay, so I would also like to summarize what you are asked to do. I do ask you to read the script, which I emailed to you, to access the website for the instruction. Of course, your textbook has all of the assignments in it. I'm not sure you have your textbook yet, so I'm trying to back you up until you get organized for all your classes and make sure that you have the necessary materials. And I'm asking you to please look at the syllabus, note the due dates and the assignments so that you can ask questions before the assignment is due. You won't be suffering alone late at night, wondering if you're doing it correctly, that you prepare ahead of time. You can ask in class or send me an email before you submit your assignments for a grade. I do have the instructions here. I'm asking you to read an example of a narrative essay. Your summary should be 12 to 15 sentences. When you read the narrative essay, the sentence should identify the title of the essay, the author, and the topic if you follow the instructions for writing a summary. The finished summary should be posted in Canvas. There are links for each assignment, and so for in-class writing or classwork, you will see them. They're just numbered 1, 2, 3. You will submit that and get participation points. You can make as many mistakes as you like. I will give you feedback, and it's a participation grade. It should help you improve your writing because you will be receiving individual feedback. Okay, so after you post your summary in Canvas, then I will retrieve it, type in comments, and return it by email. And I'm asking you to read a second narrative essay. All writers are different. You can steal all of the writer's ideas if you see how they wrote their story. You don't have to do it like they did, but it gives you plenty of ideas for how a narrative essay can be put together. So after you read the second narrative essay, I'm asking you to write another summary. Again, the title of the essay, the author's name, and the topic of the essay will be in your summary. Please note my email, eisenkul@tcc.edu. So if you look at the script, you can just listen to me or look at the script again. You are meeting the TCC objectives for English 111. And after 16 weeks of instruction, you are hopefully demonstrating knowledge of the writing process. You're writing essays of more than one paragraph. You are starting your essay, writing your essay, improving your essay, and editing it. So this is much better than writing the paper the night before it's due without any chance to improve it. So professional writers apply the writing process, and we hope that students will apply the writing process to grow as writers. The class also focuses on using words and constructing sentences correctly, learning how to edit your own work, recognizing your own errors and avoiding them in the next piece of writing that you are completing. There are different modes of expression, and so we call them developmental patterns. Narrative is one very popular style of writing, which some students enjoy, but some technical students do not enjoy the personal writing. So you'll give every type of student a little chance. Some people prefer the academic writing, some people prefer the personal writing. The idea of audience. You pretend that someone is reading your essay who is starving for your information, and you try to tailor your information to meet the needs of the reader. So the writer is writing to an audience, and if you pretend that someone is reading it, and you imagine what kind of person they are, then that helps you use writing as a communication. So you are addressing the audience purposefully and effectively. So in a narrative essay, you want someone to understand you better as a person, to relate to your personal experience, and to share your personal experience. So you imagine someone who is sympathetic to you, that you would like to have someone get to know you better through your description of your experience. We are doing research writing, and so we would like students in English 111 to understand the MLA style of documentation, the APA, the Chicago, and other types, which are in our textbook. So if you are in a psychology class and your professor asks you to prepare a paper, APA is in our textbook, and we can cover that in the class by looking at examples of APA papers and how to prepare the references page, how to prepare the title page. Even though MLA does not require a title page, your psychology teacher may want you to use APA. Your history teacher may want you to use the Chicago style. And so you make your adjustments to meet the requirements of your instructors in your different classes. We would like students in English 111 to be aware of the different styles of documentation. Okay, so then I do have some resources. If you are reviewing what a narrative essay is, there is a website for Purdue University Online Writing Lab that I put the link in the notes. You can review their perspective of what a narrative essay may require. I do have a link which has student essays, and teachers are very proud of their students' work. It's all over the internet, and this is a college website. So the narrative and reflection writing samples are there. You can see if you relate to one or the other assignment in that collection of essays. Okay, so read an example of narrative essay, identify the elements, and write a summary. So I did briefly discuss those assignments already. Read a second example of a narrative essay, write a second summary so that you'll improve in summary writing. I get to look at your writing samples, make some suggestions, and then you are building up your course portfolio. The instructions for summarizing are on the internet, so I gave you a link so that you could review how to write a summary of an academic article or essay. Okay, so then I wrote a little description about the writing portfolio is part of your Canvas assignments. You can attach multiple documents there, or you can put your in-class assignments on one running document as one attachment. As long as I can see it, I can give you the points for the effort in building up your portfolio, getting some writing experience, writing, editing, revising, improving your writing that you are applying the writing instruction in our textbook and in our class. The portfolio is graded and it is due at the end of the semester. You will not be able to correct all of your essays and writing samples when you are busy studying for final exams. So please be aware that you need to step by step improve your writing samples as I return them to you. You have a chance to ask questions about them. Is there a different way to correct it or change it than the one that I suggest or the textbook suggests? Writing is very personal and may be different for you. You want to change your original paragraph in a different way. You may be very creative, so you are looking at your options to improve your writing. So in the writing portfolio, the first page should be a table of contents. And so just as in a book, there's a table of contents, it has the chapters and the page numbers. All you need is to list whether you are putting your essays first and then your paragraphs, or your paragraphs first and then your essays. It's your choice, as long as I can see your work and you have prepared a guideline for me to list the assignments you're putting in your portfolio. The error log, I did briefly explain. The purpose is for you to actually stop, look at your paper, look at the feedback, and consider, what are you doing well? What do you need to slightly improve on? How many comma mistakes did you make? What are the comma rules? Look up the comma rules. And so you don't need to study grammar that you're good at. You only look at the things that you overlooked in your first copy of a writing sample. All right, so I did find a YouTube video, how to use quotation marks in a conversation or dialogue. And so, short videos are easy review. They're easy to listen to. So I hope you will check the YouTube video for the review of quotation marks. The second YouTube tells you how to use punctuation. So you're using quotation marks, you're putting periods and question marks and other marks of punctuation. Does it go inside the end quotation mark? Does it go outside the end quotation mark? There are some puzzles when you are writing dialogue or quotations. And the video is a quick way to review it. I did add a link to a practice quiz on quotation marks. The answer key is right there, so you don't have to wait for me to check it or answer questions. You just look at the answer key to see which mistakes you made and how it will affect your essay when you write your essay. I listed the sources in a works cited page. I would like you to be aware that plagiarism is dangerous. As a teacher, I cannot plagiarize and use whatever sources I want. I have to acknowledge the sources, and so I did list the sources for this video in a works cited page. And so slowly we'll look at how to document assignments, but if it's a good habit, now where does information come from? Where did the teacher get that from? Is it outdated? Is it new? So I give you the websites. You may like the website and find some other information on that college website that will be helpful in addition to the information I zeroed in on. So I hope that the recordings will be helpful to you. I would like to use the Zoom to get to know my students, ask you to interact with each other, ask you to interact with me during the Zoom meeting, and the key information will be recorded in videos before the class Zoom lectures so that you have a little time to think about the assignments, prepare your questions, and participate in class as though we were in the classroom. So I will be checking my email for your questions. Hope you will check out the syllabus carefully, and please check the Canvas website. If I make mistakes in the website, please let me know so that I can correct them. I'm not perfect at technology. I make stupid mistakes, so I do want a chance to correct them. So I don't know if you noticed, I tried to wear my TCC t-shirt, but it didn't say TCC in the right order. It's a mirror image, so I'm sorry about that. But I am proud to be a teacher of TCC. I like TCC, and I'm sorry I can't be on campus this semester, but I'm at my home and recording videos, and this is a new kind of teaching. I hope you will listen, and then I can have some conversation with you in the Zoom. Thank you.